Hey guys, it's Max from Hardened Forbes. I'm just here to introduce you to the Sahinler HPK-80NC section and pipe rolling machine. So essentially use this machine to bend up any kind of bar that you need, RHS, square hollow section, rods, pipes, anything like that. Essentially you remove the locking collars to take out the dies, and then you select whichever dies you need to suit the material that you're actually here to bend. But the main focus today is going to be on the controller that we use. So the controller essentially lets us create any kind of program that we want, and then you'd run that program to essentially make the part completely automatically. You just press of a button and it does it all for you. So this is the entire control panel that you'd be using. Just to run through what all the buttons and switches are. So we have the main power switch to the controller here. Use that to turn off and then back on the controller. We have our start button up here. That turns on the pump. The stop button turns it off. You have a USB port here, which you can connect external storage to build your programs. Now for the hydraulics and all the cylinders, we have a few buttons that control the cylinders. So first we have the roll to the right. Just press up and down on the arrow keys there, that sends it up and down. Same for the roll on the left, they move independently. We have the two guide rolls next to each other. These buttons move it up and down. And then you can also move them in and out to get precision guided guides on it. And lastly, we have the pneumatic piston, which is the final guide roller that connects to the job once you've started feeding it. All right, so when you turn on the controller, you'll have a brief loading page and then you go to this home page here. So we have a whole bunch of different pages. We'll get into what all of them mean, but we'll just focus on the top three. We have manual, auto, and semi-auto. These are the three different ways that you would run the machine. So we'll jump right into manual just to show you what it all is. Here we have the three rolls. We have the left roll represented by Y, the right roll represented by Z, and the top roll represented by X. That's how you drive the material. So whenever you move the rolls, you'll see the values change for both. When a roll has reached its limit, you'll see this little icon appear. That just means it has reached its limit and can't go any further. If you see that alarm icon, that just means that an alarm has happened. In the instance, I pressed the E-stop and that's why it happened. You have the home icon here, that's just how you go back out. So to drive X, you just press down on the foot pedal and you'll see the arrows appear in the direction that it's going, and you'll also see the X value change. If you want to reset that value, you just press reset X, hold it for 1 second, and it will reset that value. You'd probably want to do that at the start of every job. There's a couple other things here. Reference, if you need to re-reference your Y and Z rollers if you've lost the reference. You also have limit on. You can turn your limits off, so the hydraulics can over travel, but there is no real need to with standard operation. And we have semi-auto here, so we can actually quickly navigate to the semi-auto page. You can also navigate to the semi-auto page by just going to the home page and going to semi-auto. Now, semi-auto is essentially the exact same as manual. You can manually operate the rolls up and down and do everything that you could in manual, but one thing that you can do on semi-auto is if you just tap the axis letter, it'll open up this keypad here. Now you can type in the value. If you write a mistake, you can just clear it. If you want to close the keypad, you can escape. But for now, we'll open up the keypad. If you want a negative number, just type in the negative sign first. But for now, we'll just send it up to 90. It's loaded in here. When we press the start button, the axis will automatically move to that position. And you'll have the stop movement button start flashing there, so you can stop it at any other time. You also have the same limit on, limit off option if you wanted to get rid of those limits on semi-auto as well. So that just leaves auto, where you would run the program. But to run the program, you have to create the program. So there's different ways of creating it. You can create it from scratch. You can create a modified program off an existing program. But one of the best methods to create a program is to actually teach it. So we'll touch the teach icon here. Now it is password protected. You just need to use the basic operator account. So you go into operator, you type the passcode 1111, enter it in, and now you're signed in as just a standard operator. Now you can go to the teach page and it opens up here. So with the teach page, we have some things here, the program information, the number of the program. It's just automatically set to 1 for now because it's our first program. And we have the title. You can set the title to whatever you want. I'm going to set it to test. And now it's been set to test. We have our steps here, which I'll explain in a second. Start recording when you want to start, and save once you're happy with the recording. So when you have your job in position, you want all 3 rolls to be making contact with it. You want it to lightly be biting on the material for all 3 rolls. As best as you can, you want the 2 bottom rolls to be roughly equally distant in that same position. And you want to slide or drive the job until the end of it is just in the middle of this sensor here. And then lastly, once that's all done, you want to go into manual and 0 your x-axis, and that is the starting off point to when you can do the job. Okay, when you're ready to go, you just want to start the recording. Just hold that button for 1 second and you're good to start. So we just want to nudge our job all the way to one end, just until the edge of the job is roughly in the middle of that roll. And once it's all the way to one side, we'll lift that roll up by however much you can. And then we will drive it all the way to the other side. Once it's all the way to the other side, you just keep going. And then we'll do one final pass. And the job is complete. So once you're happy with the job, just hold down save for 1 second. If you haven't already, you can punch in your program number and title. But once you're happy, you just press the tick. It'll say saving. And once it's finished saving, it'll say saved, and the tick icon will appear again. And then it's all saved. So the programs will be saved to the controller. It can store up to 500 programs, but with the USB port that we have, it can store thousands with a USB external drive. So to find the program that we've just made, you just go into the program button here, and we'll just go into our list. We got to choose which drive we're collecting from. We saved it to the controller, so we'll just select the controller, and here we can see our programs lists. So at the very top, program 1 test, it's the one we created. We'll just go into that. And now we can see all the steps here, and we can modify them all. So say on the last bend, the Z-axis didn't go quite high enough, it didn't roll hard enough. What we'll do is we'll go edit line. Now Z-axis is line number 8, so we'll just go line 8, and we'll tell it Z135. Now on the final bend, it will do a little bit more. So that's how you can modify one. If you want to insert something, say if you wanted to create a pause in between, we can insert a line. We'll create a pause in between when we bent it at 110 and then when we bent it at 130. So we'll put that at about line 6. We'll tell it hold, and the value you put in for hold is just 0. and that will program in a pause in the middle of the program. So lastly, if you wanted to build on your program and add a bit more to it, you'd just select new line. So say at the end of the program, you wanted the two rolls that we were using to bend the job, you want them to return to their original position, to have it all in that original state for when you do your next job. What you'd do is you just go new line, you'd hold Z, 90, enter that in, and now Z will go down to 90. We'll do that again. You can also just tap the line itself to create a new line. Now we'll set Y down to 90, and there you go. So those are some of the things you can do to modify your job. We'll save it again, and that's all saved now. So just quickly edit. Edit's the same thing as list, although instead of having the full program list, you actually have to type in the program number that you want to edit. Delete and copy, pretty self-explanatory. New. If you wanted to create a new program, you can create it from scratch. Something to show here is something you can do on an existing program or a new program is you can get your two different axes to move at the same time. So if you decided you want X to drive to 500, but you wanted Y to move up to 100 at the same time, you just do that and X entry and then do the entry that you want to move at the same time just below it, and it will perform both those functions at the exact time. So that's the method of creating a new program from scratch. You might have to save it twice for it to properly save into the list. But now that we have our completed and modified program, we'll just get started on auto. Okay, so this is auto. It's a very similar page to the teach page that we were on just before. So we have the same title loaded here with the program number. We have the same steps that the program is going to go through, and a couple options here, program stop and program call. So program stop, if you want to stop the program at any point, you can just touch that. But program call is when you want to load up a program. So we want to load up our program now. You can see it is loaded, but we have made some updates to it. We want to make sure that we've loaded that in all correctly. So just press the call program, touch the NC button because we're getting this from our controller, not a flash drive, and we'll select it from a list. Here we have test. It's all loaded in here. You can see the title and the number. We'll just enter that in. And now we've loaded in the program. You'll see this icon. It's just loading. Once that icon goes away, it means it's successfully loaded. So the final icon is this flashing one over here. That just means the sensor isn't engaged. So again, like on teach, you need to move the job until it's just in the center of that sensor. And then you'll see it's changed to a play symbol. That means that the job is in position and it's ready to go. It will not start the program until that is flashing. So once you're happy, the program's all set and the job's in position, just press the start button and it will go. So when you get to that pause, which we've programmed in, you'll have the play button over here. You just press that play button to continue. So that's the main ways to operate the machine. The last little pages here are less important. You have the user page here. This is just how you change the account that you're logged into. You have the date, time settings, you have the parameters. You should never really have to go into those. And lastly, the Sahinler icon in the middle. It's just kind of like an about me thing with all the information about Sahinler. If you accidentally tap into that, just keep tapping until you're back out. If you have any questions about the Sahinler HPK-80 or the controller, just head into your local Heron Forbes store or visit us at www.machineryhouse.com.au.